Good morning, good evening, my lovely little dolls. Today we're going to be playing After Hours. So I'm excited. Let's get into it. What's your name? Marie. Is that correct? Yes, it is. Oh boy. Oh, is there voice acting?
Hey, wake up.
Oh, there is voice acting. Oh, this is even better.
No sleeping on the job.
Too well. I jolt awake, a bright light in my eyes and someone's hand on my shoulder. While I block it out with my arm, Vanessa finally turns off her flashlight and lightly scoffs in annoyance. How long was I asleep at this table? Lowering my arm, I have a small toolbox in front of me, and my phone is resting where I had my head laid down. Its shape is probably imprinted on my face now.
Good lord, when was the last time you slept?
8 weeks ago. I love her design. It looks better than the actual in-game model of the actual game. Oh wow. Give me a second. I can't see you guys. There we go. There you are. Okay, something out of the way. Ha! Probably a week ago.
Very funny. Just get up and get started. I'll keep quiet if you just do your job, alright?
Yay? Solidarity of some sort? Yeah, sure.
Alright, get to it.
Vanessa walks off as I stand up and stretch, feeling my joints pop when I raise my arms above my head. Deciding not to waste any more time, I pick up my toolbox and phone before heading through the massive doors leading into the daycare. Oh, this is like such a bright screenshot. My goodness. The daycare's bright light and rainbow colors are practically blinding compared to the rest of the Pizzaplex. Or maybe I just haven't fully woken up yet. Time to get this over with. I open up a panel behind the desk and cringe at the massive wires in the wall. As much as I wish I could, I can't rush through this. I'll have to deal with each generator one at a time. Whatever. If it means I get to go to sleep sooner, I'll do it. New outfit? Thank you for noticing. Yes, new outfit today. Oh! Okay. Should be 2. Am I missing something? Cool minigame. Okay, there we go. Okay, would be 3, would be this one, and there we go, 4. This is a cool. I like that it has an actual minigame. Makes things a bit more pleasant. Standing back up, I stretch again, palms on my back as I let out a tire side. What are we, 50? That is, until I hear the faint sound of what I think are gears and other mechanical bits turning, followed by something landing in the ball pit near the back. I'm pretty sure it's just the daycare attendant. After all, they should be the only other thing in here. And the small stage leading into their room is directly above the ball pit. Not that I know a lot about them. The staff hasn't said much. And since I'm still new here, I haven't met them yet. Nor have I met the other animatronics like the Glam Rocks or DJ. Most of the robots I've gotten acquainted with have been the staff bots all over the building. I start walking to the ball pit, scanning it for signs of movement as I stand on the edge. That is until...
Hello? Hey there, friend! Oh, I don't remember seeing you around. Are you new here?
Okay, I hope the volume's good for you guys. Let's just bring the volume up so you guys can hear. Oh, what was it? Oh goodness. Something or someone jumps out in front of me and I'm suddenly lifted off the ground. Before I can even answer, I notice his eyes turn a light blue color, scanning me. I love the design. It's a lot more friendly than the actual sun design that we get in the actual game. I'm stunned into silence, staring at the robot in front of me as he steps out of the ball pit. holding me from underneath my arms as if I weigh nothing. Oh, save. Haha. Haha. Oh. Can you put me down first? A bit terrifying though? Yeah. A little bit.
Oh, sorry about that.
Hopefully he doesn't try to end us. I don't think that's gonna happen. He finally puts me back down, though he makes sure I'm standing on both feet before letting go. Yeah, no, different game today. I couldn't take that game anymore. Thanks, and yeah, I'm new here. I just finished up my first week, actually.
Oh, and how's that been? Good, I hope.
I love the design so much. Yeah, it's gone pretty smoothly so far. I start walking back to the desk, but the tall robot decides to follow me.
By the way, could you tell me your name? My name's Sun, but people come up with all sorts of nicknames like Sunny, Sunray, Sundew. Some of the kids even call me Sundrop, like the candy.
Oh, not gonna lie, I thought your name was Sundrop until now.
Oh, that's fine. A lot of people do that. And the name kinda stuck over time, which is fine by me.
Imagine your name is just Sun and everyone calls you Sundrop. Cool, my preferred name is Kamari, by the way.
Well, it's great to meet you.
I can't help but smile a bit. But duty calls, so I make my way to one of the computers on the desk. I can faintly see his face reflecting on the screen as he watches what I'm doing. I'm pretty sure there's at least 2 endings, possibly 3.
What should you need the light off for?
I have to test all the generators in here to make sure they're working. Whoever messed with them last time left them in a mess, so I have to do it one at a time.
Uh-huh.
Considering how wordy he's been so far, such a short answer tells me something's up. Then again, I just met the guy. I could be overanalyzing. Oh. Actually, let's save. Oh. Huh. Oh. Should we? I kind of want to ask if something's wrong. Be nice, you know? Might get us better places. Oh! We got a little sun motif. I'm a little worried. I wonder if we can get points, I guess? Something's wrong?
No, just noticed how tired you look. That's all. I'll be right back. Gonna get something for you.
But why?
Just something to help carry you through the night. Judging by how many wires and generators you have to deal with, I have a feeling you might be here for a while.
So considerate, unlike someone. Fair enough. Sun smiles before walking off somewhere. I put in the command to turn off the power in the daycare. The music once playing from the speakers on the ceiling comes to a halt. Silence. Blanketing over the massive daycare as the computer screens become my only light source. Removing my flashlight from my belt, I turn it on as I start making my way towards the play structure, since that's where the generators are located for some reason. It's eerily quiet as I try finding the structure with the first generator. The lack of true ambience forces my footsteps to echo. The glowing red light of one of the generators enters my sight, so I continue on. Somewhere above me, I hear gears turning. I shine my flashlight towards the ceiling, only to see nothing there. Even the daycare can be spooky. I like spooky daycares. Son? I flinch at the noise, frantically shining my light to see what's there. That didn't sound like Sun. Son? Are you there? Oh! I like the fluff. I like the fluff. I like the fluff. I like the floof. The floofy floof. Floofity floof. I've dropped my flashlight and I'm sitting on the ground after stumbling back from being startled. In front of me is the robot I've seen on the Moondrop posters, giggling hysterically. He seems proud of himself. I sigh, picking up my flashlight, getting back up to continue what I was doing. Well, if I wasn't awake before, I definitely am now. He finally stops laughing after I say that. He makes a noise that sounds like he's clearing his throat before he starts to follow me.
Sorry for the scare. I couldn't help myself.
Ooh, also voiced. Sure. I believe you. I take the first path into the play structure I see, hoping to find the first generator sooner rather than later.
You're going the wrong way.
Sassy. Am I? I turn around and he has his arms crossed as he leans against the structure. Sassy. Sassy robot.
Yeah, I could lead you to the generator if that would make you feel better.
You know what? It would, Mr. Jingly Jangly Moon Man. I think about it for a second. If this guy's anything like Sun, hopefully he actually means what he says. Fine. I crawl back out of the structure and he starts leading me to a different path. He clearly knows his way around since we find the generator rather easily.
There you go.
Thank you. He sits beside me as I go to turn it on. His glowing red eyes watch me as I do my job. Maybe it's just me, but don't you think those red eyes are kind of intimidating for a daycare attendant?
Yes, I've been told that before.
Oh.
It was a bug that made them look like this. But that's been resolved. The red eyes stuck, but they're not hurting anyone.
So, kind of like a blood moon? Your eyes make you more like a blood moon? Cute. Fair enough. The red does look kind of cool with the blue and white. It does, doesn't it?
Why, thank you.
I roll my eyes, a faint smile on my face. Now that I think about it, I never told you my name, did I?
I already know.
Oh, did Sun tell you?
In a way, we're technically the same.
Save? You two do look similar.
Yes, but that's not all of it. We're two different people, but we share the same body.
That has to be horrible if you think about it. Two actual different people stuck in one body. Shame. And different looks too. You share the same body, but you both look different, so every time you shift, you take on a different look. That has to suck.
Which means I could see and hear everything happening while you and Sunny met.
Cool. Oh, so does that mean Sun can still hear and see too?
Yes, of course. He says hello.
Hello. He seems well friendly enough. Oh, beautiful art. Moon laughs a bit, leaning back against the wall of the structure. I love his poof, and the fact that his hat has floof.
I do think you should continue with that job of yours, though.
Would be good. Right. Right on it. Focusing back on the generator, I flip the switch and watch as the red light on the device turns green. Well, looks like that works. I flip it again before making my way back out of the structure. I hear Moon following close behind. Standing up straight, I attach my flashlight to my belt before stretching my arms above my head. I sigh, arms dropping back down to my side. As I go to turn the lights on from the desk, I hear the lights turn on, and the music of the daycare starts playing as I turn around, and flinch at the sight of Sun, already there, smiling brightly.
Hello again!
Hello. Hey, so do you two just switch out whenever you need to?
No, it depends on whether the lights are on or not. I'm in charge when the lights are on, and Moody's in charge when they're off.
I like that nickname, calling Moony.
I still don't like that he decided to scare you, though.
Weirdly enough, the sight of him irritated with his arms crossed is weirdly endearing. Hey, don't worry about it. I'm over it. It was funny. Sun just pouts, turning his head away from me. I smile at the sight. Why do they keep the generators in here anyway? Don't you think it would kind of be dangerous to keep the generations in the place kids would be playing in?
Oh, well, that's just a temporary thing. They've kind of been out of commission, so thankfully they couldn't hurt anyone anyway.
Yeah, convincing. Oh, and when exactly are these things getting moved? Sun looks like he's about to respond, but goes silent for a minute. I can literally hear the gears turning in his head. He just shrugs. Well, isn't that reassuring? I turn back to the desk so I can keep track of my progress. On it is a short checklist to keep track of how many generators are working. I start looking around for a pen when Sun sticks his hand in front of my face, holding one with a cute little dinosaur on the cap. Oh, that is a cute dinosaur. I would love a pen like that. I used to have pens like those. They were the best.
Here you go.
I smile at the gesture, taking the pen so I can mark my progress. Thanks. Alright, here we go again. I go back to the cable, sighing at the tangled mess I still have to deal with. Oh boy. Oh, where do I start? Okay, 1 should be this one. 2 should be this one. 3 and then 4. Great. I'm getting better at this. Oh boy. Yeah, these are electrician's worst nightmare. I stand up and take a look at my work. Time to do it all again, I guess. As I go to turn the light off, I hear the music blasting from somewhere else. Which is weird, since usually the radio is off whenever the Pizzaplex is closed for the night. Any idea what that music is?
That's the DJ. Oh, he makes his own music, so it's out of the ordinary to hear it during the night when everyone's gone home.
Spaghetti engineering? Yes. And we have a PhD in it. Can you imagine just all of a sudden abandoned Pizzaplex or mall, and then it's quiet. And next thing you know, you hear a bunch of music out of nowhere. You go to a room, and there you see a rave with nothing but a giant spider making his own music, putting on his own rave with no one there.
I'd love to be friends with him, but I'm too busy to leave this place most of the time.
Aw, so sad, son. Really?
Yep.
When was the last time you left this place?
Okay, well, technically I've never left.
Sad. Sad boy. I hope. Okay, there we go.
But every hour when the power gets rerouted, Mooney goes on patrol around the Pizzaplex to make sure we don't get any intruders.
So does that technically count as leaving?
He says the DJ makes for good company.
Aw. I rub my eyes, feeling my lack of sleep catching up with me again. The stress of a new job is really taking a toll on my sleep schedule, I think. Save. And then... intruders?
Mostly just robbers or little punks that don't know better.
That's good, I guess.
Usually Moon's able to catch them before they get far.
That's good. I let out a yawn as I go back to the computer. That's cool. Switching the lights off, the daycare once again descends into mostly silence. I hear gears whirling behind me as Moon hums slightly.
Still tired?
Yes, we are. Yeah.
I thought so.
Course we're tired. I hear Moon step away for a minute. Yawning again, I take my flashlight off my belt as I start to approach the play structure, stopping it once I'm a few feet away from the desk. Oh, that's a tumble of words. I wait for Moon to come back, since I have a feeling I'll get lost if he doesn't help me with finding the other generators. Hearing the sound of gears whirling above me, I point my flashlight towards the ceiling. He's easier to find this time, probably because he's trying not to startle me again. He lowers himself to the floor, a long cable hooked into his back from the ceiling. So that's how he flies around the place, huh? There you are.
Here, take this.
He holds out an already open soda can for me to take. A grape-flavored fizzy fizz, to be specific. Thanks.
No problem. Sonny meant to get it for you earlier,
Oh, oops.
but I had something different in mind.
He has a smug grin on his face. Yeah, you decided to scare me half to death. I roll my eyes and take a long sip of the carbonated heart attack in a can. I love that. Carbonated heart attack in a can.
Come on. Live a little.
Thank you. Checking the watch on my other hand, I see it's already nearing 1 in the morning. For the hour I spent awake, I've gotten surprisingly little done. Great. Don't want to help with the other generators or what? Moon expressions doesn't change. He just stares at me for a moment before speaking.
You look exhausted.
Sleep is for the weak. I am exhausted.
Shouldn't you take a break then?
Take another sip of soda, raising an eyebrow. And do what?
Well, I have my hourly patrol to take care of. You could always tag along.
We're tagging along. You know what? Yeah, sure. Yay, we got a point. As long as Vanessa doesn't see me, I guess. I am the weak. Good for you. We are the weak. Sleep is for the weak. I am strong. I am not weak. You know, when you start getting very sleep deprived, sometimes you end up seeing shadows. The Hat Man is a good company when you're sleep deprived. Moon's smiles grow ever so slightly at my statement, but seems a little more of a genuine smile than his gremlin look from earlier.
I doubt that'll happen. The pizza place is a big place, so the chances of her running into us are rather small.
I know, but still.
Trust me, it won't happen. Besides, you need to take it easy for a while. You look like you're ready to pass out.
Festive. I'd love to if I didn't have a job to do. The cable's still attached to his back. Moon hovers ever so slightly above the ground before approaching me. So is he like hovering towards us instead of walking? Can we date the friendly clown? I hope so.
Not right now, you don't.
Without another word, Moon wraps his arm around my torso before the cable lifts him up, at least 40 feet above the ground. Holy... Panic? I cling onto him as I stare at the ground far beneath us. Moon doesn't seem to react, simply navigating through the air, carrying me with him.
Don't worry, I won't drop you.
You better not. Moon clearly knows this place like the back of his hand because it only takes around a few minutes for us to reach the atrium, with the giant holograms of the Glam Rocks still active despite the Pizzaplex being closed for the night. Why are we in Monty Gator's Golf? Or near Monty Gator's Golf? Gator Golf. We pass over a few security bots who pay us no mind. Occasionally, one will look up at us, and then continue on with the same blank expression as every other bot. Eventually, I get used to being so high off the ground. Moon says nothing as he scans the area for intruders, thankfully seeing nothing out of the ordinary. Moon lands on a railing on the 3rd floor of the atrium, likely about to change directions and head somewhere else. That is until an alarm starts blaring from one of his speakers and he suddenly turns to look at a different direction. Hopping off the railing, Moon sets me down before hovering off the ground again. We're being abandoned.
Stay here. One of the staff bots alerted me to an intruder.
Ew. Before I can get another word in, Moon leaves, pushing off the railing to give himself a boost as he flies off. We have the flying Moon Man. Sighing, I look up when I see another staff bot looking at me, seemingly confused. Just guessing by the way it stops and tilts its head when it sees me. Can we date the staff bot? It seems like it would be better company. It's hard to tell what these guys are thinking when they basically can't emote. Oh, you'll tell me if Vanessa's nearby, right? The bot stares. I stare back. I nod in understanding before going to sit on one of the booths at El Chips. We had a very intellectual conversation with the staff bot. Don't mind us. Staring at the menu on the other side of the small restaurant, I remember something important. I haven't eaten anything since, this morning? Maybe that's also why I feel so out of it. If only I could inhale the picture of food on the wall. Nah, the spooky clown clearly cares about us. Yes, they do. I try the next best thing and search behind the counter for basically anything that's edible. I find an unopened bag of nachos. Good enough. I head back to the booth, opening the bag of chips and eating my makeshift lunch. Peering back into the atrium, the bot isn't there anymore. From where I'm sitting, it looks like the number of stat bots around seems pretty sparse in general. Maybe they've gone to wherever Moon is? Not that I'd know where he went anyway. I don't think much about it. Simply continue to fuel up on chips while listening to the droning ambience of the many bright lights in the atrium. Are we cooked? I hope not. I can hear my ears ringing loudly from the silent. That and the sound of me eating the chips alone becomes definitely loud. Maybe I somehow got used to the daycare's non-stop music loop already. It feels strangely empty here without it. The lack of ambience is almost unbearable. Standing up, I go to throw away the now empty chip bag. One hand on my head as my vision goes blurry for a moment, as if I stood up too fast. Walking back to the railing, I lean against it, looking down and squeezing my eyes shut as I try to quell this nauseating feeling. When I open them again, my vision is still fading in and out. And is it just me, or does my vision seem weirdly red? Stumbling back, I look around for one of the staff bots to help. Disoriented, but by whatever is happening to me. But instead of a staff bot, what I vaguely see approaching me from the right is a gray humanoid silhouette and two bright red eyes fixated on me. We found a furry in the wild. Intruder. Startled, I make a run for the stairs, hoping to find a staff bot somewhere nearby. My vision still hasn't fixed itself. Couldn't we just walk out the front door? I have a feeling the doors are locked. My vision still hasn't fixed itself. In fact, it's gotten worse, as I misstep and tumble down the first short flight of stairs. I force myself back up, using the railing for support, before something grabs the back of my shirt. Oh, hold on to the railing. I don't let go of the railing as I look behind me. Now, more clearly seeing the face of a gray rabbit costume with bright red eyes and a gaping black grin. What are you? I can't even hear my own voice. The ringing drowns it out completely as whoever it is successfully drags me away from the railing and back up the stairs as I try to grab at anything I can. Reduced to a ragdoll, it gets harder and harder for me to try and escape as I'm dragged back into old chips. I helplessly try to grab at the tile floor to no avail. The ringing is overpowered by the sound of my own heart pounding into my head at this point. We are nearing the kitchen at the back of the small restaurant, blocked off by metal doors. I'm running out of time. I try kicking my attacker, but they seem unfazed, using just one arm to drag me back. The other hand wields a large kitchen knife. They're going to kill me. They're going to drag me into a kitchen and kill me. Where's Vanessa? Doesn't she know what's happening? Would she be able to find us? Would I be dead and buried before anyone knew I was gone? I'm just barely able to cling on to the corner of a counter, trying to buy whatever time I can. Call for help! I try calling for anyone to help me. Unsure if I can even be heard as my grip on the counter starts to slip. Call for staff bot. My attacker has both hands on the back of my shirt and is pulling hard. One of my hands slips from the counter. I can't hang on much longer. I'm going to die. Call for Moon. Moon! Moon, help me, please! My hands slip from the counter and I'm dragged back. I'm practically clawing at the floor, but the costume stranger yanks me back before pushing open the door to the kitchen and throwing me in. I am nothing but food. There's no light on in here, so I'm almost completely drowned in darkness as I land on the cold tile floor, save for the small beam of light coming from beyond the door. Looking behind me, I see a bit of light start slipping away as the attacker's silhouette starts to merge with the darkness. Their red eyes being the only thing I can see. And probably the last thing I'll see. The beam of light from beyond the door floods back into the room, and the gray rabbit is nowhere to be seen. My vision finally starts to clear up as I look towards whatever landed nearby. A different pair of red eyes look back at me and lunges in my direction. He came! Moon came for us! I scurry backward, panic until two familiar robotic arms grab me, pulling me back out of the kitchen and into the atrium. I can finally see clearly, and the ringing noise is completely replaced by my racing heartbeat. I stare out into nothing, even as I'm carried into the air. Flying back from the atrium to the daycare, Moon grips on me is so strong that he's on the verge of crushing my spine. He finally starts to slow down as we pass over the daycare wall, the once eerie silence hanging over us. He makes a smooth landing on the floor, the cable on his back unhooking and retreating back to the ceiling as I'm placed on the ground. He doesn't let go, though. It almost feels like his arms are shaking. Or maybe that's me? I can't see his face. He's slouched in a way where my head is almost resting on his shoulder, and he's staring at the floor. His arms finally loosen, as if he just let out a relieved sigh before letting go of me. I myself can't find the words for what just happened. Whenever I open my mouth to speak, my mind completely blanks. Instead, I drop to the floor. My fight or flight is still kicked in, and my hands are shaking uncontrollably. Moon's expression darkens slightly. Does he want to say something? His faceplate turns slightly, and he walks over to do something on the floor a few yards away. He silently picks it up and returns it to me. My flashlight. I'm pretty sure I can hear his fans revving up, and he looks like he's deep in thought. He sits down in front of me, resting his faceplate on the palm of his hand.
Did she hurt you at all?
I fidget with the flashlight a bit. Battery's dead. Almost.
I'm sorry for not being there sooner.
No, don't blame yourself, Moon. It's fine. Oh, we got a point.
You could have died.
Well, I didn't. You still showed up quickly enough that it didn't happen, so...
Barely.
Why do you care so much anyway? I basically just got here and, well, you barely know me.
This is my job.
Oh, ouch.
I don't just look after the kids. Everyone that steps into the building is my responsibility.
Aw. So touching.
And that includes you.
Yay, swoon. Moon suddenly gets back up and walks over to the massive doors by the desk. Where are you going?
Locking this place up. Whoever attacked you is still in the building. I can't leave you alone here to go deal with it. And bringing you with me is too risky.
Aw. I watch as Moon moves various objects in front of the door. From desk chairs to small play structures, basically anything decently heavy enough to barricade the door. Can't you just lock it?
Already did, but I'm not taking any chances.
So, is there a big, gigantic lock for that big door? Eventually, I'm able to stand up again and go over to the charging dock by the desk to recharge my flashlight.
I'm guessing you'd rather get out of here sooner than later, right?
No, not in a rush to leave by myself, really. I live alone, so...
Oh, still, you can't stay here forever.
Watch me.
Well, if you want to keep going with the generators, just say the word.
Alright. I remove my flashlight from the charging dock, and sure enough, it works. I turn it on and point back at the structure. Shall we? Moon nods, and we waste no time finding the next generator. Thankfully, it works just fine now. With that over, we go back to the desk to turn the lights back on. Speaking of, I wonder how Sun's taking all of this. Moon did say that both can see and hear everything happening, even if they're not the one piloting the robot body. I catch a glimpse of the time as I'm turning on the lights back on. 2 a.m. The daycare is slowly lit up and the usual music comes back on. Even with the cheerful music, the mood remains heavy as ever. However, I'm given no time to think as I'm spun back around by a very worried son, frantically checking me for any injuries.
Oh my gosh, are you sure you're okay? You poor thing. You must have been so scared! Oh, I'm sorry we weren't there sooner. If only we knew, we would have...
Aww. Oh. Can we save? Oh, it's at 1-3 now. Yay. Hey, it's over already. Son, it's already over. No use worrying about it now. I can feel Sun's grip on my arm getting tighter. Not quite hurting me, but still concerning. Seems that didn't help very much. Calm him with a hug! Yay! We got a point! It's a bit of a reach, considering how tall he is compared to me, even when kneeling. But I managed to wrap my arms around Sun's torso, hoping that'll calm him down. Sun doesn't say anything, but instead hugs me back. His internal fan's getting much louder. He has one arm around my torso, and one hand softly holding the back of my head. It's a gentle hug. It feels safe. We say nothing for a few moments. I was trying to calm him down, but honestly, this hug is a huge comfort for me too. No wonder they're trusted with kids. Even as an adult, I feel an odd sense of security around them. Considering what just happened, it feels nice. Question?
Huh?
Where was Moon alerted to anyway?
Oh, the little boy snuck in to see Freddy again.
He seems irritated when he says that. Again?
Yeah, this isn't the first time the little rule breaker snuck in here.
Oh boy. Something tells me that security isn't as strict as you would think though, if a kid managed to sneak in more than once. But if he just wants to see Freddy, then I don't see a problem with it. It's not like the kid's hurting anyone, and I doubt Freddy's gonna let him get into trouble. He seems almost playfully bitter. What did this kid even do? Is it Gregory? Maybe I should ask later though. I have to keep going with the generators. I don't get very far though, before I'm suddenly picked up by Sun. What the? Where are we going? Seems dateable to me. I know, everyone keeps trying to date the daycare attendants. Sun manages to carry me with one arm, using the other one to move various objects in front of the massive door.
Making sure no one's getting in here.
Can't you put me down though?
No! After all that, there's no way I can leave you on your own now.
Oh, no, Sun. Okay, I hope you guys can actually hear this. Because if not, I'm gonna have to dub over all of it.
What if that person finds you here and we're not around?
Actually, question. Can we... Sun, we're in the same room. If that person somehow got in, I'm pretty sure you'd notice. Looking up at Sun's face, I notice the long cable lower from the ceiling and hook onto Sun's back.
You heard Moon. We're not taking any chances.
What a lovely shot. Can we swoon some more? Look. Oh, so Halo-like. Are we sure they're actually not angels instead of a sun and moon? Because my goodness. Credit for the author for these beautiful designs. You make them even more likable. We suddenly jerk upwards and I'm lifted into the air along with Sun. A bit much faster and more recklessly than Moon. Hey, at least let me call Vanessa first. I don't think she even knows about the that freak since the staff bots didn't react at all.
Oh gosh, you're right. Okay, but we're making it quick.
Sure thing. Sun suddenly changes direction in the air and we start heading back towards the desk. However, I think Sun tried dropping from this height way too early as we basically start free falling towards the ball pit. Oh shit. Grab onto Sun. I'm just barely able to grab onto Sun before gravity takes me. We're both tangled in the cable though. Once again, we're stunned into silence. Just when I thought things were calming down, I feel my heart going a mile a minute from adrenaline, and Sun's internal fans were on full blast. I keep clinging to Sun for dear life as we slowly lower into the ball pit. Clutching my chest with one hand over my racing heart, I am able to get out of the tangled mess pretty easily. Sun is clearly having a harder time though, still trashing in the tangled cable. Son, chill out. Let me get that for you.
No, no thanks. I'm fine. I can get out myself.
Sigh, standing up in silence for about a minute as Son fails to get himself up. Please tell me there's art of Son tangled in a cable, like in the most silly, goofiest way possible. That has to be the most funniest thing ever. I appreciate that's an accepted headcanon for like everywhere. Son is horrible at the cables, while Moon is a professional. Son finally stops, his faceplate drooping in defeat. Do you want my help now?
Fine.
Pouty baby. Alright then, hold still for a second. Getting out of the cable isn't hard. Once I'm done, I unhook the cable from the back and let it retreat back to the ceiling. I give Son a minute before I decide to speak again. You want to get out of the ball pit now?
Yeah.
I can't tell if he's upset or embarrassed at what just happened as we exit the ball pit and make the walk back to the desk. The walk of shame.
That's kind of why I don't use the cable, funnily enough. I usually just leave it to Moon.
Nah. Oh, really? Actually, I kind of get it now. Not to diss you or anything, but Moon seems to know what he's doing, I think.
Yep, he has a lot more time to practice because of patrols. Plus being active whenever the kids are sleeping.
Imagine taking your time to learn. Oh, what is it? It's an actual aerobic. Not aerobic. It's a gymnastic move where you run the ribbons. So he doesn't go free falling and end up tangled in the cable?
Well, no. But I could do it just as well.
Not doubting that, you just need more time. I am not doubting that at all, you just need more time to practice. You tried your best, so I can't really be mad. Son smiles sheepishly, his rays spinning a bit.
Well, I'm happy you think so.
His rays spinning, that sounds cute. How he manages to be this endearing is beyond me. He really is as sunny as his name. I can't hold back a smile as I go to pick up my phone from the desk. Glancing back at Son, I pull up Vanessa's contacts on my phone and hold it out for Son to take. You want to call Vanessa for me? I can work on the next generator in the meantime.
Yes, please.
Son wastes no time grabbing the phone and calling Vanessa. And I leave him to do it as I go to sort out the next mess of cables. Oh goodness, what is this monstrosity? Okay, yay. There we go. There we go. I'm getting better at the cables. That's good. Standing up straight, I stretch my arms over my head as I glance back at Son on the phone. He has the device in front of him, probably on speaker mode. He seems concerned. Not that I was really paying attention to what he was doing just now.
There's no need for that. I'm sure you'll see what I mean if you look at the cameras. Maybe not right now, but whenever you have the time.
Oh, Vanessa, don't gaslight Son. He's waving his other hand in front of him nervously, and his rays have shrunken a little bit. What did Vanessa say to him? Son glances over at me for a moment before Vanessa starts talking again, and he sets his attention back to the phone.
If something really did happen, the slot bots would have let me know.
But what if they don't?
That couldn't be possible. I believe that if it was just one bot, but there's no way that many of them would just stop working out of nowhere.
I smell gaslighting.
Well, what if they didn't think the person was dangerous?
Fine, that's not possible. They're supposed to go on, but they see someone that shouldn't be here.
Consider.
Look, I don't want to completely overlook what you're saying, but what you're telling me just doesn't add up. I'll ask him about it later. I have to go check on Kitty.
Interesting dialogue. Vanessa's gaslighting? Before Son can respond, Vanessa hangs up. His arms drop in defeat as I make my way over to him and he hands back the phone. She didn't believe you?
I don't think so.
But you told her that I got attacked. That should be enough proof for her.
Yeah, but she's saying there's no way someone could have got in without getting spotted by staff bots.
Ugh. The staff bots were completely unresponsive though. Not that Vanessa would believe that,
But
it
she
seems.
thought maybe I was hallucinating a rabbit we used to have here. When I told her the person was dressed like a rabbit.
What?
Yep, I tried telling her that it was real since you were there, and
There used to be a rabbit here?
yeah. I don't know much about him other than his name was Bonnie. He was one of the Glamrocks.
Huh. Huh.
Yeah, the others don't really like to talk about it, so...
So sad. Huh, I guess that's something else we can ask Vanessa about later.
maybe.
Remembering what I'm supposed to be doing, I put my phone back in my pocket and go to the computer to shut off the lights for the third time. Halfway there. Glancing at the little digital clock in the corner of the screen, I keep a mental note of the time. 3 a.m. I sigh, not wanting to waste any more time and turning off the lights. Watching as the light dims around me, and my only source of lights are the screens and the little charging station on the wall. Yawning, I step back from the computer. I know I have to hurry up and get this done, but now that my adrenaline is wearing off, I don't know if I can. I sigh and glance back at Moon, who's giving me a knowing look.
Feeling tired again.
Yes, we are feeling tired, Moon. Yeah. Probably a mix of the adrenaline and sugar starting to wear off, I think. Maybe I was hallucinating the rabbit after all. I smile slightly at my joke. Moon, however, seems less amused and gives me a deadpan stare. I clear my throat, reading the room and taking my flashlight back out. I take my flashlight back out and make my way a few steps past the desk. However, when I look back at Moon, I notice the cable lowering behind him. Points a finger at me as he starts hovering off the ground.
Stay there. I'll be right back.
We're being put into timeout again. With that, he leaves, cable allowing him to maneuver over the barrier of the daycare and disappear. Goodbye, Mr. Moon. Shrugging and lowering my flashlight, I stay put. Not like I was going anywhere anyway. I eventually decide to sit on the floor with my legs crossed and my chin resting on my palm. Since I have nothing better to do, I look around my surroundings. Several towers of stacked foam cans, the sparkling floor, a large cutout of the Glamrock animatronics that decorate the place. For a place that's full of kids during the day, it's weirdly organized. Probably because of Sun. He did say that he never left this place, so I can imagine keeping it looking nice is a big reason why. I can't help but feel kind of bad though. Sun and Moon entire lives are in this daycare. I know they have each other, but I can't imagine spending all my time in such a small area. My train of thought is cut off when a pair of red eyes peer at me just beyond the barrier. I sigh, pushing myself back up. There you are, Moon. Are we gonna... A loud ringing hits my ears, and I jump, dropping my flashlight. What? Covering one of my ears with one hand, I try to pick it back up. And a familiar red haze overlaps my vision. With it now back in my hand, I pointed at the direction of the eyes. However, they disappear as quickly as they came, and the noise in my ears fade into nothing but the subtle ambience within the daycare. My arms drop to my side. I hear the familiar sound of gear and robotics. When I look up, Minna's already re-entering the daycare. I'm not even sure if what I saw was real, or my mind playing tricks on me due to stress. Either way, I try taking a deep breath to calm my rapidly beating heart as Moon approaches me, the cable unhooking from his back and retreating back up.
I wanted to do a quick check around the daycare, just to keep an eye on things.
That's sweet of you, Moon.
Also, I brought you this.
He got us a gift. He gives me an open can of Fizz-Fizz. And although reluctantly, I take it. So, nothing out of the ordinary?
So far, no.
That's good. He stares at me for a moment, as I take a long sip of the soda. Somehow it tastes even sweeter than normal.
Did something happen while I was away?
Oh.
Your heart's racing.
Let's tell him the truth. That got us a point. Yay. Well... Moon's expression softened as he waits for me to answer. I was over here, waiting for you to come back. And over there, I pointed to where I saw them, just past the barrier. I saw those red eyes. I thought it was you at first, but then I started to hear this loud noise. Moon's eyes widened slightly. It was the same thing I heard when the rabbit lady attacked me, so... Moon looked where I was pointing and takes a few steps towards it.
Did it look like she was trying to get in?
I don't know. She was just there. And right before you showed up, she just vanished. I can hear Moon's internal fans getting louder.
Hopefully. That means she can't get in here.
Yeah, that would be nice.
The fact that she knows you're here isn't good, though.
You don't say. I take another long drink of the soda, using my other hand to point my flashlight towards the structures. Shall we go? Moon tilts his head at me.
Shouldn't you give it a minute?
Why?
I don't think trying to work with this level of stress is a good thing.
Oh, it's not. I'll be fine. I've managed the past 12 hours like this. 10 minutes of sleep. I'll live.
I can't say I'm surprised.
Moon gives me a bewildered look,
All in charge of this place are known to splurge.
sighing in annoyance. Look, just let me deal with... Okay, did I skip something? Oh no, he had dialogue. Okay. That's cool. I didn't know there was dialogue points. Okay, that's cool. Moon raises an eyebrow, clearly not entirely believing me. Oh. Promise. We're gonna stick with telling the truth. I've regrettably given, for now. Moon sighs before nodding at his head at the structure, motioning for me to follow him as he leads me to the next generator. I let the soda can onto the ground by the structures before I follow Moon in. He plops down next to the generator, looking over at me.
Go on.
I nod, putting my flashlight down so I can test the generator. The machine's LED turned green as the mechanism comes roaring to life. Good. No problem. I do notice that my hand holding the switch is shaking a bit, though. More than normal.
Something wrong.
What?
You're just staring at it.
Oh. I switched the generator back off and picked my flashlight before making my way back out of the structure. After picking up the soda can I left on the ground, I wait a moment for Moon to follow, lightly tapping my foot on the ground. Moon stands back up, a bit still slouching, and gives me a concerned look.
Are you sure you're alright?
Yeah? Why? Moon points at my hand holding the flashlight. I didn't realize it, but I'm gripping the thing way tighter than I thought. I loosen my hold on it as I start walking back to the desk.
See why I told you to take a break now?
I roll my eyes. Yeah. Anyway. Moon stays silent, leaning back against the desk as I put down the soda and turn the lights on. I mark my progress, turn my flashlight off, watching as Sun sits on the desk, lightly kicking his legs back and forth.
So, break time.
I sigh. I can't. I have to finish this.
Hey, you said you'd take a break after that one.
Sorry, but I can't keep dragging out like this.
Come on, please.
I make my way to the cable on the floor, being extra careful as I go to sit down since my hands are still shaking. A lot. Oh, what is this mess? There we go.
No.
What the? Sun suddenly grabs my wrist, practically dragging me away from the wall.
You're shaking. It's not safe to do that now.
We have been ejected. Technically, he's not wrong. Hell, I'm practically vibrating. You sure that was a soda and not an energy drink that Moon gave me? I notice Sun rays shrinking a bit, and he's avoiding eye contact. Were we given energy boosters? Sun, what did you do?
Okay, maybe I put some sun drops in the drink. I thought it would help.
Hold up, he put sun drops. Sun drops are energy candies, aren't they? So that's basically he drugged us. We were drugged. Says it so fast that his words are starting to blend together, but I can still understand him. Seriously?
Sorry.
Sun lets go of my wrist, staring at the ground like a kicked puppy. Uh-huh. Try to go back to the cables, only for Sun to drag me over to the desk again. Sun,
I
really?
know I'm messing up, but messing with cables and machines with shaky hands isn't safe.
Go along with it. I sigh. You really think so? Sun stares at me for a second before nodding. I raise an eyebrow at him, but decide to stop resisting. Alright, fine. Sun doesn't say anything for a moment, before suddenly picking me up. What?
1 second.
I notice the cable lowering. Good lord, not again. Sun, no.
I'll be careful this time.
No. Surprise sleep potion? I think it's surprised awake potion. The cable lifts us off the ground, much more slowly this time. Okay. He isn't messing around this time. Don't have any reason to resist. I don't think we would resist even if we had the chance. Since he's not rushing, the ride isn't nearly as reckless. We're only in the air for a few moments before Sun steps onto the small balcony that leads into his room. Okay, why are we here?
Just a precaution, that's all.
Sure. Taking a good look at the room behind us, it feels oddly lonely compared to the daycare. There's a small staircase leading into the space, which is only faintly illuminated by the bright fluorescent lights behind us. There's some fairy lights strung into the wall, but several of the bulbs are broken or dim. The floor is wooden and looks like it hasn't been swept in ages. There's various random of objects strewn around the floor. Plushies, stool, foam shapes, and other things. In the corner next to a small chair is a broken staff bot. Its body's mangled and its head ripped off. I hear Sun give a nervous chuckle, clearly notice me staring at his, well, less than colorful living space.
Welcome to my room.
It's so dreary. For someone so happy, this place feels sad. I don't mean that as an insult or anything, just the vibe I'm getting.
No, I get that. Normally we don't get visitors. We're so busy that we never really considered it.
Aw, Sun, we can be regular visitors if you want. Huh.
Well,
Sun goes and plops into the single beanbag chair in the corner of the room.
whatever you want to do up here, feel free.
Okay. I look around for a bit, seeing if anything in particular catches my eyes. One corner is covered in various drawings, most likely from the kids Sun and Moon looked after on a daily basis. There's also a few messy rag dolls and other little things, made to look like them, placed neatly on a small table. In another corner, what appears to be a hole in a wall leads into another room. My eyes land on Sun again. The damaged staff bots rest on his lap as he tries to reattach its head. He's a soft boy. He's a soft boy. He doesn't even seem to notice me watching at all. Seeing how careful he's being with it makes me wonder how the bot got up here in the first place. But maybe I should leave that question for later. Ask about the drawings. What's this? I point to the corner filled with drawings. Sun beams when he looks at it.
Those are all gifts from the kids. Mooney and I have been keeping each and every one of them.
Aw, that's sweet. I actually like keeping gifts like those. Sun's head tilts, his fingers lightly tapping on the hardwood floor as he goes on about all the drawings and things the kids made specifically for him and Moon. Got any favorites? My eyes are directed towards a little felt plush of Sun. The fact that it's handmade is evident, with buttons for eyes and dried white glue all over the seams.
Of what, Moon? I can't pick a favorite. I love all of them.
I stifle a laugh. That's sweet. Sun laughs nervously, but before he can say anything, the fairy light gives a brief flicker before dying out.
Oh, come on.
I just watched as they transform into Moon, who seems surprised. Oh.
Those cheap lights are probably burned out.
Ah,
I can't say I'm surprised. Don't tell anyone I said this, but all in charge of this place are known to splurge.
aw, that's a shame. No, I'm not arguing with you.
I will give them some credit, though. If it weren't for them being so stingy, I might not even be here right now.
Oh, what?
Remember that bug you've been mentioning?
I nod. Moon leans back in the chair for a bit, facing the ceiling.
If you want, I
I don't know if you guys can hear this, so I'm gonna start dubbing over Moon. I'd be lying to say if I wasn't curious. It would definitely explain some things. Like how Moon got the red eyes and why the generators are in the play structures. I nod before dragging a small cushion a bit closer to where Moon is and sit down.
Where do I start?
Where do I start? Well, how do you deal with it? How exactly do you two deal with that bug?
I'd say Sun was the one that deal with it.
Okay. Can't we just tap our slippers and say there's no place like home? It sounds like a terrible idea, to be honest. I'd say Sun was the one left to deal with it.
The lights in here will be kept on.
Lights in here were to be kept on at all times, meaning Sunny was always active.
As for me, I wasn't in full control of myself.
As for me, I wasn't in full control of myself. So the bug mainly affected you? Technically. However.
I would be lying if I said Sun wasn't affected.
Okay. I would be lying if I said Sun wasn't affected at all. All the staff was using the generators to deal with me. Sun was left on his own for a while.
I won't go into detail, but I can't imagine what it felt like for him.
I won't go into details, but I can't imagine what that felt like for him. Sun would go weeks without seeing anyone, while still having me to deal with. He sighs, his arms spreading out onto the floor as he stares at the ceiling. I should have fought against the bug harder than I did. Well, that certainly clears some things up. But it still doesn't answer everything. I still have no idea what exactly the bug did to Moon. But from what I can tell, it sounds pretty bad. That and how the bug came in the first place is still a mystery to me. Maybe now isn't the time to ask. You weren't in control. Well, you weren't in control of yourself, right? No, I wasn't, but then stop being so hard on yourself. I'd say you're more than making up for it now. I think Sun agrees with me.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does. Sounds so defeated. Exactly. Oh! Swoon. Small smile creeps onto Moon's face as he sits up.
If only the rest of the staff were just as nice.
If only the rest of the staff were just as nice.
How are you feeling now?
Oh, why does he move over here? Hello. How are you feeling though? What?
Is all the extra sugar starting to wear off?
Yeah, I know. Moon is so quiet. Is all the extra sugar starting to wear off? I completely forgot about that, even though that's why we're up here in the first place. I've stopped shaking, which is definitely a good sign. Yeah, I think so. Alright then. Moon gets up and walks to the balcony as the cable lowers to his level. Ready to continue? Yeah, 1 sec. Checking my phone for the time and then any new notifications, I push myself up off the floor, one hand on the curtains covering the wall for support. However, I feel something stick to my palm when I pull my hand away. Peeling it off with my other hand, I realize it's a piece of paper that's likely been taped to the wall. What catches my eyes, though, is one word in bold black letters. Missing. I don't get a good look at the small poster before Moon's voice snaps me out of it. Kamari? Yeah. I quickly cover up the poster with the curtains before speed walking to Moon. The lights from the daycare shine onto the balcony, causing Moon to transform back into Sun, who waves at me. I pick up the pace a bit, going to stand next to him, Okay. Wasting no time, Sun picks me up and brings me back down to the desk. My mind wanders back to the poster. And the only other detail I got from that was that the victim was 7 years old. Just a kid.
So, what do you think?
Okay. Is it just me or they've gotten quieter? So, what do you think? Huh?
Of what Moon told you about the bug.
Oh yeah, what Moon told you about the bug. Oh. It must have been hard for you both. I think it must have been really hard for you, Tim. Since Moon wasn't in control of himself and you were basically isolated in here for what, weeks? Sun sighs as we walk to the desk, unhooking the cable from his back.
I only like thinking about it, but yeah.
I don't really like thinking about it, but yeah.
It does make me appreciate how things are now, though.
Aw, precious boy son. Does make me appreciate how things are now,
It
though.
also makes me appreciate having Mooney around, too.
Aw. This makes me appreciate having Mooney around too. That's so adorable.
Having him around for that long was not fun.
Sad boy. I shrug. Hey, I did say you two at least learned something from it. Not that it's completely cancelled it out, but you know. Sun nods, smiling brightly as usual. I sigh, glancing at the remaining cable. I take my phone out of my pocket and check the time quickly. 5 a.m. Well, I'm officially pulling an all-nighter. Nothing I'm unfamiliar with. Oh boy. There we go. Two. Would be 3, would be this one. Oh goodness, there's more. Okay, that'd be 4. Okay, and then 5. This would be 6. There we go. Haha. There we go. That took me a minute. I stayed seated on the floor for a minute, stretching my arms above my head as I lay down on the cold, hard tile. Sleeping in that chair definitely didn't do my back any favors. I closed my eyes for a minute to block out the fluorescent lights pouring into my eyes. Not that it really helps. Hints of orange and yellow managed to break through. I stay like that for a minute until something blocks out the light. Opening them, I see Sun standing over me, hands on his knees.
Are you okay?
Are you okay, Mari? I toss an arm over my eyes. Yeah, all good.
Need a hand.
Do you need a hand? I hear his footsteps as he moves around me. A good enough sign to peek out from under my arms as any. Sun gives me his outstretched hand. Take his hand. There we go. Breaking out a laugh, I set my arms beside me and use my other to grab his. He smiles brightly as he pulls me up, putting his other hand on my shoulder for balance. Thanks.
No problem.
Aw, Sunny boy. No problem. Sun gives me a pat on the shoulder before starting to walk back to the desk. I'm about to follow him, but I stop when I notice something. A few handprints on his back, along with bits of what I'm assuming is paint and marker ink. Son?
Yes.
Yes? Is that paint on your back?
Oh, that's nothing. You know how kids are.
Poor boy. Sun laughs bashfully, waving his hands. Well, yeah, I figured. Does the maintenance staff help you with that, at least? Do it? All he does is fidget with his hands, eyes towards the computer. Do we get to wash his back? Oh, that answer is it. Ask why. Eyebrows furrowed. I follow Sun back to the desk. The staff really can't be bothered, huh? I lean over the desk, resting both arms on it as I look up at him. I don't know, the way you've talked about the staff here. Do they really care that little about you and Moon? Sun shrugs, trying to keep the mood up.
Well, we're not poor, everyone.
Oh.
Some don't mind us. Others do. But we try.
Okay. That's sad. Poor Sun. Uh-huh. So your shirt's fine? Sun nods, the bell on his wrist emitting a soft chime as he gives me a double thumbs up. Do you think whoever is at parts and service would be more on... You would think whoever is at parts and service would be more on top of things.
Well, I'm sure they're busy.
They sure
There's no
do.
need to
They
bother.
sure do like their drugs around here. Yes, they do. Well, I'm sure they're busy. There's no need to bother them. Every part of Sun's body is giving off different signals. His hands wave everything off, his rays shrink back, and the smile he wears seems forced. Something's wrong?
No.
Quick. I blink. Sun clearly knows I'm not convinced.
Just, they're busy enough as is. Wouldn't want them worrying about us.
They're not that busy. Of course we worry. Is this about the bug? Sun's staring at the floor, one hand fidgeting with the ribbons around his wrists. He nods. Well, you want to talk about it? If not, it's...
No. Mooney already let you in on it.
It's only fair that I tell you some things too, right?
Right.
Aw. If you insist. I feel like I'm kind of being forceful.
Well, while
the daycare was closed, we really weren't seeing
and
anyone.
Of course, the staff didn't stick around long when they had to come in here. They mainly stopped by to install the generators and make sure they were working. To keep Moon away.
Oh, that's sad. And of course, the staff didn't stick around long. When they had to come in here, they mainly stopped by to install the generators and make sure they were working to keep Moon away. And I hear someone talking once again. One of them asked if they really needed to keep a bot. Oh, so that's why he didn't like person service. He's still worried that they're gonna get rid of Moon.
Everything's fine now. I
I
know
know,
that.
I can't help but worry,
I still
though.
can't help but worry, though.
That's sad. I don't know if I can handle being completely alone here. Moon did mention Sun being isolated for a while. But if the staff did all that just to keep Moon at bay... Huh. Try lifting the mood. Yay, bonus point. Well, you clearly don't like the idea of being separated like that. Sun nods. But hey, imagine if instead of Moon, Moon just had his own body.
What?
You know, like you both get your own bodies. You don't do the thing where you switch when the lights are turned on and off, you know? I shrug. Sun seems to be deep in thought. If that happens, I can hear the gears turning. Literally.
Oh my gosh, I can finally hug him!
Sounds so happy. I jump slightly, not expecting Sun to shout like that. Well, someone has his priorities set. But yeah, there's food for that. Food for thought.
We can't eat, though.
Really?
Yes? Wait, why would we?
I heard stories about one of the Glamrocks eating trash. I thought maybe...
What?
Nothing. To be fair, that would explain why their mouths don't open. Maybe I should try steering this conversation back on track. So, how do you feel about things are now? I fidget with the scroll button on the computer mouse. Glancing back at the time, we're already halfway through the hour. Didn't think my shift would include this much talking. At least this makes this job more interesting than sorting cables in silence.
I can definitely say I like how things are. It feels nice knowing everything is mostly back to normal.
Kids say we're tired of all this nonsense and leave us be? Probably. That's good at least. Sun suddenly grabs my shoulders and forces me to face the computer.
Keep going then. I don't want to keep you from your responsibilities for too long.
Such a precious boy. Fair enough. I look back at the time and sigh as Sun sits on the desk again. I would have inhaled a whole bottle of melatonin pills if I'd known I'd been up this late. Sun seems to do a double take, pointing at me like he wants to say something before backing off. What?
Language!
Oh. I raise an eyebrow, cracking a slight smile at his antics. Sun, I'm an adult and there's no one around.
I know, just
Force of
force
habit.
of habit.
Oh. I snicker at that. Even when he's not working, he has a filter. That's cute. Oh, we got a point. That's kind of cute. Sun says nothing for a moment. We got another picture. For a moment, his rays spinning as he sits cross-legged on the desk.
What?
What? I shrug, checking my phone for any notifications. Just the fact that you don't cuss at all. You definitely could. It's not like you get in trouble for it. But you just, well, don't.
Well, I have to.
I'd rather
that than risk saying something bad in front of the kids out of habit.
Such a precious soul. How about Moon? Does he have a 24-hour filter?
Well, I think the bug affected his filters a bit.
If the bug affected the filter. Oh. Think about a daycare attendant to Moon who swears.
It's not fun.
It kinda is. Sun silently puts both of hands on either side of my head before gently make me turn to face the computer before letting go. I roll my eyes, once cracking a smile at his antics. Alright. See you in a bit. The lights, as usual, lights out, Moon's out, sitting cross-legged on the desk.
Drop it.
So, about the filter.
Yes, I can say fuck. What about it?
Yay! Well, someone's swearing and it's not me for once. I blink, not expecting that. Or at least not expecting him to do it so soon. Nothing. I step away from the desk, feeling a headache coming on from when I start walking towards the play structure. Thankfully, it feels like a normal, I only slept for 10 minutes headache and not the weird rabbit lady's about to kill me headache. Never did I think I'd be happy for my headache to be one from lack of sleep. As if this night couldn't get any weirder. Moon hops off the desk and catches up with me. Honestly, I think I deserve workers' comp for this. Because I'm definitely not being paid enough to barely survive nearly being murdered by a woman in a rabbit onesie.
Don't joke like that.
But let me joke about death, it's fun. Shush, I'm coping. Moving on.
That aside, you'd be lucky if they even believed you.
Moon makes a gesture asking me to follow him, and I tag along as he guides me towards the 4th generator.
Not that it's your fault. There's no what you would call urgent. Again, don't tell anyone I said that. I'm not trying to get scrapped anytime soon.
Aw, Moon. I think out of both of them, Moon's my favorite right now. Mainly because his hat is fluffy, and he has a pom-pom on his hat. Yeah, good plan. I can faintly see the red light of the next generator behind the frame of the center structure. Just one more after this and I'm home free. One more and I get to leave. I leave not knowing when or if I see these two again. Might as well get any questions out of the way now. Hey, random question. Ask where the bug comes from. If you don't mind me asking about the bug again, well, any idea where it came from in the first place? Bugs don't just spawn out of nowhere unless someone messed with your programming or something. Moon doesn't say anything for a bit, as he guides me through the structure.
I can't say for sure.
It was definitely some kind of tampering.
tampering.
Ooh, lore. You think it was malicious, or just some sort of oversight?
Well,
Seems very intentional.
very intentional.
So I doubt it was just a mistake in my code. That's sad.
But at least
At
we
least
shouldn't
we shouldn't have to worry about it anymore. We shouldn't? That's good. My mind wanders back to the poster I saw in his room. I'm hoping that I'm just overthinking this. The poster being there is just an unfortunate coincidence. However, my thoughts are cut off when Moon suddenly turns and sits next to the generator.
Your turn.
I nod, shuffling over and flipping the switch, listening to whatever motors and mechanisms are inside powered on as the LED flickers to green. 4 down. 1 to go. Turn off the generator as Moon makes a head start back out. I scramble to follow him. Moon stands up straight, letting out what sounds like a sigh as he stretches his arm above his head. For a moment, I'm reminded how tall he and Sun actually are. Just as he goes right back to his usual slouch stance. Moon noticed me looking and tilts his head slightly.
What?
Oh, another pose. Yay, another pose. Compliment his height. Yay, we got a point. Christ, you're tall. Moon looks at me confused, like if I asked if the sky is orange.
That's it.
Well, yeah, I don't really think about it until now, but my goodness, you're built like a whole giraffe. Moon snickers at my comment, leaning back against the structure behind us. Ooh. Honestly, jewelry. And honestly, I tend to go for more earrings than anything else.
Should I take that as a compliment?
Yes, you should take your height as a compliment, Moon. Yes, flirt. There we go. Flirt. Finally, flirt. Moon crosses his arms, looking down at me while he waits for my response. Oh no. Why is he looking at me like that? This is very awkward for me. Yeah. I give him an awkward thumbs up as if I didn't forget how the English language works. Moon shakes his head, clearly entertained by my embarrassment.
Cute.
Oh, cute. He giggles to himself as he starts walking back to the desk. Dear goodness. Ear holes are annoying. That's a weird phrasing. Am I really flirting with a robot right now? Maybe it's about time I do some serious introspection. Or pretend that's entirely normal in hopes that it happens again. My goodness. Kimari, no, focus. I quickly snapped myself out of whatever I was just experiencing. Of course, I follow him back, stopping at the computer.
Last one.
I know. Last one. It feels kind of weird knowing it's almost over. Earlier, it felt like I was making no progress, and now I'm about ready to leave for the night. Glancing at the clock, it reads 6 a.m. With my hand on the mouse, I stare at the screen with the option to turn the lights back on. Maybe it's just paranoia over something bad happening when I step out of the door, but part of me doesn't want to leave yet. Haunted computer? Yes. Even though I already know I can't stay forever. I guess Moon caught me staring into space, though, as he waves a hand in front of my face. Kamari? I blink, snapping back to reality. Huh?
It looked like you were spacing out.
I mean, we probably were spacing out. It looks like we were spacing out. We were spacing out. Oh, well, you'd be right about that. We stand in silence for a minute before Moon speaks up again. Kamari? Yeah?
Do you think we'll see each other again after this?
Do you think we'll see each other again after this? I don't know what I can say to that. I don't make those decisions, but considering how kind Sun and Moon have been to me, it would seem nice to see them more often. Actually, thinking about this makes me remember something. Well, I don't make those choices here, but I know that the Glamrocks all have their designated mechanics. I just barely noticed Moon's expression brightening slightly. Maybe if I get some more time here, I could ask about that?
If it helps, Sunny and I could put in a good word for you.
Oh, yay! We could potentially become their personal mechanic. That would definitely help, thanks. I look back at the screen, feeling a bit of new motivation. Ready? Moon nods, and I turn the lights back on, wasting no time going to the last few cables that need sorting. What is this monstrosity? I think we might actually be cooked now. We're flirting. We managed to flirt with the robot and we short-circuited ourselves. Okay, it's 1. It's 2. It's 3. 4. 5. 10. Maybe 6. 7. 8. There we go. We did it. Before I can even moon, Sun picks me up and places me on my 2 feet himself. Looking up, I can see him smiling down at me, his hands on my shoulder. Hey, Sun.
Hello.
So, what do you think of my little designated mechanic idea?
It's a great idea. But until then, please stop by whenever you can, okay?
Of course we're gonna stop by whenever we can. What type of monster do you take us as? Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Sun's expression brightens, his rays retracting and expanding in what I think is safe to describe as joy. We both stand in silence for a moment, and I glance back at the computer. All I have left is to turn the lights off, test the last generator, and then I'm home free. I think Sun noticed my gaze as he lets go of my shoulders and lightly nudges me to the computer.
Go on.
No, you're gonna make me cry.
I'm sure you want to go home, right?
I shrug. Would it be nice? Would be nice to go pass out for a few hours. What about you, though?
Well, I won't be leaving anytime soon. There's still have plenty to do to prepare for tomorrow when we reopen.
Yeah, no, I'll cry. That makes sense. I decide to quit stalling and turn the lights off for the last time. Sun standing behind me as I do so. As usual, the daycare is cloaked in a droning ambience, and I can clearly hear the attendance mechanisms behind me as Sun transforms into Moon again. You ready? Moon nods, already walking ahead.
Small question. Would you mind if we walked you out of here?
Yes, please, walk us out.
Just in case that person is still around somewhere.
He cares about us, see? He wants to walk us to a door. As I follow him, I get a flashback to just a few hours ago. Yeah, I'd appreciate that. Thanks.
It's the least we can do.
What a gentleman. The last generator is at ground level, so it doesn't take long for us to find it. I still have to tell Vanessa about the whole thing later, too.
That's true.
Whenever I come back here, I'll keep you and Sun updated. Scooting over to the generator, I flip the switch. To my absolute surprise, it works. After switching it off, Moon and I exit the structure in silence. So, this is it, huh? Moon nods as he walks back to the desk. I follow. 10 out of 10 daycare would recommend for your own children? Yeah, sure. I look at the computer screen before glancing back at Moon. Hug him goodbye. Ignoring the computer for now, I wrap my arms around Moon's torso in a tight hug. He freezes for a moment, most likely not expecting it. He eventually hugs me back though, gently placing his hands on my back. We stay like that for a minute. I'm practically leaning on him, and I feel his hands lightly gripping the back of my shirt. I do let go eventually, though smiling up at Moon as I'm about to turn the lights on. Moon smiles back, his arms crossed. Oh boy, my hands on the computer mouse. I glance back at Moon for the last time tonight. See ya, Moon. Moon smiles slightly, his head tilted a bit.
Goodbye.
The daycare is lit up once again, and I watch as Moon transforms into Sun. Not a word leaves his mouth. So, ready to head out? He shrugs, fidgeting with his hands.
I guess this will be my first time out of the daycare, which is exciting.
So romantic? Oh, so romantic indeed. Yep. I go to pick up my stuff and make sure I'm not forgetting anything as I walk to the door, next to the desk. Sun goes ahead and moves some of the makeshift barricade away. I gesture for him to follow me before I push the button on the wall, taking a few steps back while the door opens. As we're making our way to the nearby staff-only room, I glance back at Sun, who seems almost memorized at our surroundings. I don't blame him. He's never been able to see the rest of the Pizzaplex through his own eyes until now. The staff-only room is pretty mundane, but Sun is lighting up at every detail. He seems to snap out of it once we reach the exit, though. His eyes are back on the door, and he's back to fidgeting with his hands. Fast hug. Dropping my stuff to the floor, I charge at Sun with a hug, making him stumble back a bit. He seems almost stunned for a moment before picking me up and squeezing me back, laughing. I lightly kick my feet back and forth into the air, just savoring the moment before I have to leave. Sun steps ahead of me to hold the door open. The nearly empty parking lot is waiting outside. Thanks, Sun.
No problem.
After taking a few steps outside, I look back at him, waving my free hand. He's waving back, energetic as ever.
Goodbye.
Bye. I continue my walk to my car, hearing the door close behind me and the faint sound of bells slowly fade away. I get to my car without any problems, placing my belongings on the passenger seat before starting the engine. I can feel a small headache coming on as I back out of my spot, but I'm sure it's nothing some sleep won't fix. As I'm leaving, though, I notice something in my rearview mirror. Or at least, I think I do. When I look, though, there's nothing unusual. Maybe I'm overthinking this. I decide I want to go home before I pass out behind the wheel, so I keep my eyes on the road, leaving the Pizzaplex behind me for the night. Oh, that was the game. Okay, so I guess there's a gallery. That's all of Sun's. There's two. Okay. You know what? Next week, we're gonna try and get the last two photos. But we got all of Moon's. We got all of Sun's. I want to know what these two are. Anyway. That was actually fun. A little break from the usual chaos that we go for. I was really curious. That was actually really fun though. I think next week we're probably gonna play this again. See what options we have. Yes, okay, they're jesters, okay? They're not clowns. I prefer jesters over clowns. But hush. So, you know. for now, my lovely little dolls, that's going to be the end today. Thank you guys so much for watching. For those of you who get to see this later, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the bell in the corner, and don't forget to leave a comment down below. I wish to know what everyone thinks. And until our next meeting, my lovely little dolls, bye-bye!